50 definition of terms in institutional correction. Correction is the branch of the administration of criminal justice charged with the responsibility for custody, supervision, and rehabilitation of the convicted. Correction is originally had little, if any, connection with crime of criminals. Jails are institutions for the confinement of persons who are awaiting final disposition of their criminal cases, and also for the service of those convicted and punished with shorter sentences, usually up to 3 years. Brief history of the jail is said to have originated in medieval England, and lockup is a security facility for the temporary detention of person held for the investigation for awaiting preliminary hearing. Uh, Ordinary jail houses both offenders awaiting court action and those uh, serving sentences, usually up to 3 years. Workhouse, jail from or camp house, minimum custody offenders serving short sentences with constructive work programs. Offices of the warden. One is intelligence and investigation team. Two is jail inspectorate section. Three is public relation office, and office of the assistant warden is the classification board, disciplinary board, and administrative group, personnel management branch, records and statistics branch, property and supply branch, budget and finance branch, mess services branch, general services branch, and Mitimus computing branch. Security group, there are two: escort or subbuena platoon, escort section and subbuena section, and security platoon, custodial section, and admitting and releasing section. There are booking, identification, property, receipting and safekeeping, and briefing. Rehabilitation service group, medical and health services, work and education therapy services, socio-cultural services, chaplaincy services, guidance counseling services, and warden. The warden is responsible for the direction, coordination, and control of the personnel, the inmates, and the programs of the institution. Institution is the the intelligence and investigation team. This team gathers, collates, and submits intelligence information to warden on matters pertaining to jail condition. Jail inspectorate section. The jail inspectorate section. These sections inspect the jail facilities, the personnel and prisoners, and detainees submit reports of deficiencies noted. Public Relation Office. The Public Relation Office is tasked with the maintenance of good public relations to obtain the necessary and adequate support of the public. Assistant Warden. The Assistant Warden is the principal assistant of the warden. Administrative Group. This group takes charge of all administrative function of the jail. At the Personnel Management Branch, responsible for the preparation and maintenance of personnel procedure, assignment of personnel, preparation of daily personnel report, monthly personnel report, and others. Records and Statistic Branch keeps and maintaining the orderly record of booking, sheets, and arrest reports. Fingerprints cards, photographs, and index cards of inmates confined in jail in individual prisoners' jackets. Property and Supply Branch take charge of the safekeeping of equipment and supplies and the requisitioning of supplies and materials needed for the operation of the jails. Budget and Finance Branch take charge of financial material especially in programming, budgeting, accounting, and other activities related to financial services. Mess Service Branch. The Mess Service Branch is the take charge of the preparation of the daily menu, make foodstuff purchases, prepares and cook the food and serves it to the inmates. General Services Branch. The General Services Branch is responsible for the maintenance and repairs of jail's facilities and equipment. Metimus Computing Branch receives court decision and metimus and ascertains by computing the date of the full completion of the service of sentence of each prisoner for this eventual release from jail. The metimus is a warrant issued by a court and bearing its seal and the signature of the judge, directing the said jail or prison authorities to receive the convicted offender for the service of sentence imposed therein. Security Guard. Security Guard provides the system of sound custody, security, and control of inmates and their movements. It enforces and maintains the inmates' discipline. Escort Section produces inmates under proper guard to the fiscal's office, courts, tribunals, and other judicial or quasi-judicial or authority upon proper summons. Any person sentenced to Desterro 7 shall not be permitted to enter the place or places designated in the sentence, nor within the radius therein specified, which shall not be more than 250 and not less than 25 kilometers from the place designated.